Phoenix, Arizona, bow before your God. I said, bow before me. I am your undisputed champion, and it looks like Hercules now being interrupted by his challenger, Dio Sebastian. Well, well, well. It seems fortune is smiling on me. Next week, we'll be meeting for the main event of Friday Night All-Star for the Grand Tour Championship. Last time we met, you took away my World Heavyweight title in a title-for-title ladder match. But you never won on your own merits, did you, Hercules? No, you needed the help of Archangel. I'll grant you your victory at Survivor Games, but that was your team versus my team. At All-Star, it will be one-on-one, inside a steel cage. I hope you're ready, because none of your false gods will be able to save you this time. This Friday, the false god will fall to the demon as I win the Grand Tour Championship for the very first time in my prestigious career. That is right, Dio. I will have a one-on-one with you in a steel cage. I remember 4 months ago we collided in a steel cage, where if memory serves, I defeated you for the World Heavyweight title. Just as I defeated you for the World Heavyweight title 2 weeks ago in the ladder match. I hear your father will be in attendance. A guest of honor for the evening, the great King Demon Sebastian, GTW Hall of Famer. You see, Dio, I am happy I get you locked inside a cage with me, because history will repeat itself next week. I will not only beat you to an inch of your life, I will shatter any hope you ever had of being champion again. And I will do it with your father, the legendary Demon Sebastian, watching as his son fails. You see, Dio, I am not going to be locked in a cage with you. No. You're going to be locked in a cage with me. And Hercules holding his ground against Dio Sebastian, claiming that despite the circumstances of his Grand Tour title defense this Friday at our special event, All-Star, he guarantees victory over Dio Sebastian, that history will repeat itself. That's right. This Friday, for our Thanksgiving special, we will be having a special event, Friday Night All-Star, which will be live streaming straight from Washington, D.C. Our main event will be Hercules defending the Grand Tour Championship against Dio Sebastian in a steel cage, among many other amazing matches on our fight card. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Infinite Fantasy, and welcome to GTW Dystopia. And we have an impressive fight card here tonight as well. Coming up next, we have tag team action as Dakota Kai and Asuka take on Jennifer Love and the women's champion Rachel Rodriguez. Also, we're going to be having a one-on-one match between Joe Hendry and Archangel. Joe Hendry looking to get his receipt on the All Gods after the newly dubbed Damian Maximus and Rebecca Troy had double-teamed him and Tony Storm with steel chairs after their tag team match Wednesday night on Brawl. We're also going to have some singles action as John Bradshaw Layfield will be going one-on-one with bad boy Benjamin Bourne. here tonight. And our main event, The Witch, will be going one-on-one with the United States Women's Champion, Fueggo Lopez, the title on the line, all here tonight on GTW Dystopia. But now, coming up, we're going to have our tag team match. We're going to have Asuka and Dakota Kai of Damage Control taking on the Women's Champion, Rachel Rodriguez and Jennifer Love, here tonight on Dystopia.
The following is a tag team match set for one fall. Introducing first, representing Damage Control from Auckland, New Zealand, Dakota Kai.
And here comes Dakota Kai, a member of Damage Control led by the infamous Asuka. It was only a few weeks ago where Dakota Kai was going one-on-one with Jennifer Love in a qualifying match for Survivor Games, and she ended up losing the match due to the interference of Asuka. Since then, it was Jennifer Love having a match against Asuka, who, after defeating her, ended up attacking Jennifer Love with a steel ladder. On Brawl, Asuka and Dakota Kai went to double team Jennifer Love, and it was Rachel Rodriguez who came to her rescue.
And her partner, representing Damage Control from Osaka, Japan, Asuka!
Now, with the Women's Champion on Jennifer Love's side, they're going to be having a tag team match here tonight. It is also worth noting that a match has just been added to the fight card for Friday Night All-Star. This is just a preview of things to come. It is now official. The Women's Championship on the line, as Asuka will be challenging Rachel Rodriguez at All-Star for the women's title. And you hear the eruption here at Phoenix, Arizona, as Asuka reveals her face from the mask, ready for tonight's tag team match.
And from Cleveland, Ohio, Jennifer Love.
And here goes Jennifer Love making her way to the ring. I see this time she brought the actual wrestling boots instead of the slippers. Probably going to fight a lot better in it this time. It's not every day you get to tag team with the women's champion, and Jennifer Love will have a great ally by her side as she goes to take on Damage Control. Over the last few weeks, Jennifer Love has been losing this war against them due to the numbers game. But Rachel Rodriguez, after surviving the gauntlet at Survivor Games, has proven that she is more than a capable warrior in the ring.
And from Los Angeles, California, the Women's Champion, Rachel Rodriguez.
The women's champion making her way to the ring. And I gotta say, that belt definitely suits her. It's almost like it was made for her. That championship has been held by many great women in this division. Amanda Price, for example. Brenda Bison. Rebecca Troy. And now, Rachel Rodriguez, who not too long ago was an undercard wrestler, has quickly climbed the ranks in one match, has become women's champion, and is now at the top of the mountain. And here comes the bell. We're starting off with Jennifer Love and Dakota Kai as the two legal women in this tag team match. And you can see that Jennifer Love has a lot of aggression. She wants to get out on Dakota Kai as she springs halfway across the ring with a moonsault. And there she is stomping on the ribs of Dakota Kai. And now she applies the armbar. And look at that joint manipulation by Jennifer Love. And you can see the size difference between these two. Jennifer Love being an absolute giant, towering over her opponent, completely overpowering Dakota Kai here. Dakota Kai with the reversal on the Jennifer Love, but Jennifer Love quickly with an elbow to the face of Dakota Kai. And now she has Dakota Kai against the ropes, wrenching the arm right over that top rope. Now I want to remind everyone that those aren't just ropes. That's actually high tensile steel cable wrapped around with basically a rubber hose. And that's what the ropes are made of, and that's exactly what Dakota's arm was being wrenched around. And now Jennifer Love being thrown into the corner. Dakota Kai going on the offensive with those kicks. And here she goes, going for the pin. But Jennifer Love quickly kicks out that massive power, throwing Dakota Kai off. With a huge right hand, she takes Jennifer Love down. And now, here comes the Irish Whip. Jennifer Love now in Damage Control's corner. And now, Dakota Kai and Asuka about to do a little Damage Control on Jennifer Love. And a double kick to the midsection. And the two using their martial arts experience to take down this giant. Jennifer Love not staying down for long though, quickly getting up and does a flying knee to Asuka. Asuka, who will be challenging Rachel Rodriguez this Friday at Friday Night All-Star for the Women's Championship. And now we're going to get a true preview of that match as Rachel Rodriguez is the legal woman in this tag team match against Asuka. Rachel Rodriguez going for the pin. 1, 2, but Asuka kicks out. Rachel Rodriguez going for a flying kick. She might have missed just the distance as Asuka dodges. She now goes for an Irish whip. And a German suplex by Asuka as she bridges into a pin. However, Rachel Rodriguez quickly able to kick out. Asuka now tagging in Dakota Kai as Damage Control throws Rachel Rodriguez off the ropes with a double arm drag. And the two kick her down for good measure. Amazing teamwork by Damage Control here. And Dakota Kai going for the pin. 1, 2, but Rachel Rodriguez kicks out. Dakota Kai working on Rachel Rodriguez with those kicks. Talk about kicking a woman when she's down. She goes for the grapple. An Irish whip. Now, Rachel Rodriguez in Damage Control's corner. But this time the women's champion learns as she throws the elbow into Dakota Kai, fighting her way out. She slams her head into the top turnbuckle. And look at those kicks right into the face of Dakota Kai. Amazing Hurricanrana by Dakota Kai onto the women's champion as she now tags in Asuka. Rachel Rodriguez gets a tag on a Jennifer Love, and now we got the giant Jennifer Love in the ring with Asuka. Asuka, who will be the challenger for the women's title this Friday, showing exactly what she's capable of, how dangerous she is as she begins to dominate over Jennifer Love. And looks like I might have spoke too soon as Jennifer Love using all that power to pick up Asuka and slam her down, breaking the submission hold. Asuka going for those very dangerous kicks. But Jennifer Love gives a receipt with a Superman punch. And here she is, sizing up. And a GTS by Jennifer Love. Dakota Kai breaking out the pin now. And now Jennifer Love going to tag in the women's champion, Rachel Rodriguez. And she comes up the ropes and takes Asuka down. Asuka quickly tagging in Dakota Kai. And Dakota Kai rolling Rachel Rodriguez into a pin. No, she turns into a submission hold right in the middle of the ring. There was nowhere for her to go. Luckily, Jennifer Love able to break up the submission. And Rachel Rodriguez going for a right cross. Dakota Kai catches the kick though. And here comes the Irish whip. Rachel Rodriguez off the ropes and Dakota Kai with an arm drag. Dakota Kai now going to the top rope, high risk maneuver. And she goes, claiming that she's about to hit the target, cross body splash. Rachel Rodriguez getting her bell rung right into the top turnbuckle. Dakota Kai across the ring with a super kick right across the face of the women's champion. Rachel Rodriguez able to counter, and it looks like the women's champion has just had enough. She reverses the Irish whip. He has Dakota Kai in the corner, but Dakota Kai fighting back now. And she rolls her into a pin. No, again, puts her in the submission. Rachel Rodriguez is in the middle of the ring, but she's starting to reverse. She's starting to fight her way out and breaks the hold. Rachel Rodriguez coming in hot with the neck breaker. Now tagging in Jennifer Love. And there's Jennifer Love using those long legs to her advantage, using that reach. And she does a suplex, bridging to a pin. One. But Dakota Kai gets the shoulder up. You see Asuka looking for the tag, but Jennifer Love won't allow Dakota Kai to get to her partner. And there's Jennifer Love going for the knee into the midsection. And that giant just slamming away, just throwing those left hands right into Dakota Kai. She comes up the ropes, and she takes her down. Jennifer Love slamming that knee right down at Dakota. Dakota Kai with one swift kick to the face takes down this giant Jennifer Love. He now has Jennifer into a fireman's carry. Jennifer is down. Here comes the pin. 1, 2, but Jennifer Love kicks out. Rachel Rodriguez about to break up that count, but it looks like it was not necessary. And this could be it for Jennifer Love. No, she quickly tags in Rachel Rodriguez after taking the finisher. Dakota Kai going to quick work on Rachel Rodriguez. And here she is working on the leg of the women's champion as Dakota Kai gets to the second row with a frog splash, but nobody home. It seems her high-risk maneuver had completely backfired her. Now that Rachel Rodriguez putting Dakota Kai in a submission hold. And will Dakota Kai tap out? No, she doesn't. Rachel now tagging in Jennifer Love. They grapple up. Dakota Kai with a kick to the midsection. As a shoulder buster by Dakota Kai, now going to tag in her partner Asuka, the other half of Damage Control. And Asuka comes in with a double axe handle onto the forehead of Jennifer Love. And here she is on the top rope, but Rachel Rodriguez pushes Asuka right off. An amazing interception by the women's champion onto Asuka, preventing her from using a high-risk maneuver. Asuka getting one last movement before tagging in Dakota Kai. And here comes Dakota Kai coming off the ropes. And her skull just completely bouncing off the ring there. Dakota Kai with a fireman's carry. The knee driving right into the head. There was a pin, but Rachel Rodriguez breaks up the count. Jennifer Love desperately needs to tag in Rachel Rodriguez here. She doesn't have much gas left in the tank. However, Dakota Kai and Asuka continuing their amazing double teamwork as Damage Control dominates with his double team maneuver. And Asuka now going for the pin. This could be it. It is. Damage Control takes the win. And what are they doing? Asuka throwing Jennifer Love outside the ring. There's Rachel Rodriguez trying to check on our partner there as Damage Control completely dominates, humiliating their defeated opponents here tonight. Could this be a sign of things to come this Friday when Asuka challenges Rachel Rodriguez for the Women's Championship? Find out this Friday at All Star, live streaming on Infinite Fantasy at twitch.tv this Friday at 7 p.m., 6 p.m. Central. Don't go anywhere because we still got more to come. Next on our fight card, we got a singles match between Joe Henry and Archangel, and Joe Henry is looking to get payback on the Old Gods after that assault at the end of Brawl on Wednesday night. And we still got our main event, The Witch challenging Fueggo Lopez for the US title, and JBL going one-on-one with Benjamin Bourne, all here on Dystopia. Don't go away, we'll be right back after a short break. And the plot thickens. I knew this entire war with Hercules was only about you gaining power. Not now, Kross. Go away. You know, if you lose, that is a shame that you can never redeem yourself from. You know, in order to win, you will have to show everyone the monster that you are deep down. Kross, I'm warning you. And then if you lose, in front of your dear father, I can only imagine how it would feel to know Daddy was such a disappointment. If you are trying to pick a fight, it worked. How about you and Scarlet against me and the Witch tonight? Sounds delightful. I'll see you and your sister tonight. Well, it looks like we have a bit of a conundrum tonight. Dio Sebastian, letting his emotions get the best of him, has just challenged Karrion Kross and Scarlett to a mixed gender tag team match tonight. But the problem is, his tag team partner already has a match tonight. Anyway, away from the Dio Sebastian drama, we're now getting on to our singles matchup. On the main event of Raw, Joe Henry and the timeless Toni Storm had a mixed gender tag team match against Rebecca Troy and the newly dubbed Damian Maximus, where the winner would be challenging the intergender tag team champions at Friday Night All-Star. After losing the match, the Old Gods had completely jumped Joe Henry and Tony Storm, attacking him with steel chairs. Now Joe Henry is looking to get a little payback on the Old Gods as he takes on Archangel one-on-one right here on Dystopia.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, representing the Old Gods from Boise, Idaho, weighing in at 266 pounds, Archangel!
Here comes Archangel, the right hand of the undisputed champion Hercules. Second in command of the Old Gods, as he's about to go one-on-one with Joe Henry. This is the same Archangel who had kidnapped, abused, and tormented Damian Elliott, brainwashing him into who we now know as Damian Maximus. Now bringing Damian into the fold is giving him a new ring gear, taking him under his wing. And here he's about to show the young man how it's done as he's about to take on Joe Henry.
And his opponent from Edinburgh, Scotland, weighing in at 231 pounds, Joe Henry!
Ladies and gentlemen, say his name and he shall appear. I believe in Joe Henry. And you see he's oozing with confidence going into this singles match. There's only one thing on Joe Henry's mind, and that's getting some payback after the assault that him and Tony Storm has suffered after Wednesday night's main event. But as always, despite his intentions in this one-on-one matchup, Joe Henry playing it cool, getting into the ring. It was Archangel who started trash talking about Joe Henry, saying that he could take him anytime, anywhere. He said his name and Joe Henry just appeared. The question is, who will be on top in this one-on-one match? And here comes the bell. Archangel looking like he was going to try and start strong with a spinning right hook, but Joe Henry immediately intercepts him. Now the two grappling up in the middle of the squared circle. Joe Henry getting a lock on Archangel from behind. And there's Archangel reversing on Joe Henry, putting him into a headlock. And it looks like he's got that on really tight. And there's Archangel applying more pressure onto Joe Henry. Joe Henry gasping for air, desperately trying to break the hold as Archangel applies even more pressure, now putting Joe Henry into an armbar. And you can see that the opponent is struggling as Joe Henry goes for shots to the ribs on Archangel. He comes up the ropes, but nobody home. Archangel sidestepping out of the way. Amazing in-ring awareness. However, Joe Henry not giving up as he takes Archangel down with a corkscrew, followed by a boot to the head. And Joe Henry this time lands with the moonsault, going for the cover. One. But Archangel gets the shoulder up. And we have RBS in the chat. Hey, how you doing? Glad you can join us here. And RBS, thank you for the follow. I definitely appreciate it. I hope you enjoy the show here at GTW Dystopia, where we have Archangel now going for the cover on Joe Henry. One, and Joe Henry kicks out. And once again, RBS, thank you once again for the follow. I really hope you enjoy the show here tonight. How long have I been streaming? I would say I've been streaming since July. July is when I started making my about June, July is when I started making my Twitch debut. Before that, I've been streaming live artwork on Instagram for about 3 years. Well, I guess that depends. And here comes Joe Henry now fighting Archangel outside the ring. Here's Joe Henry working on the ribs of Archangel outside. The referee starting the count out. You can see Joe Henry starting to get a little winded, unable to capitalize on Archangel here. Let's see. Armia says, I have a community server for a support streamer. Would you like to join it? I will get back to you on that one. Now Archangel knocked outside the ring. The referee about to go for the count out here. And Archangel rolls in the ring just in the nick of time. And here comes Archangel coming off the ropes. A knee right on to Joe Henry. And Joe Henry attempting the Irish whip. Archangel now going for the elbows to the ribs of Joe Henry there. It tends to come down. Joe Henry not having it as he goes to retaliate on Archangel. Archangel once again with a counter. And here comes the Irish whip. Joe Henry coming off the ropes. And a huge punch gut by Archangel. Now taking Joe Henry down with a right cross. Here comes the pin. One, but Joe Henry kicks out. Here's Archangel coming for the Irish whip. And here comes a spear by Archangel. Will this be enough to put him away? 1, 2, 3. It is. Archangel picks up the win. Uh-oh. It seems Archangel is not done yet. Joe Henry trying to fight off Archangel as Archangel continues to slow. And here comes Rebecca Troy and Amber Charlotte, the old gods, now attacking Joe Henry 3-on-1 here. Joe Henry being completely assaulted by the old gods. A despicable act. First it happened on Brawl, and now it happened right here on Dystopia. The old gods using the numbers game onto Joe Henry. Theo, you didn't just challenge Kross and Scarlett tonight, did you? Yeah, they were disrespecting our dad. Why wouldn't I not want to fight them? Any other night, I would get in the ring with you and beat their asses for insulting our family. But once again, you're being a hothead and you forgot about one little tiny detail before shooting your mouth off again. Oh, what detail? I'm in the main event tonight. You are? Yes! I have a U.S. title shot against Fueggo Lopez. Don't tell me you forgot that I have a title match tonight. Oh, shit. You can't expect me to be your tag team partner right now before an important match like that. Okay, don't worry about tonight. Scarlett isn't that tough. I'll take him on in a handicap match. Like hell you are. Don't worry, brother. I think I know someone that can help you tonight. Who? Let's just say Amanda has a lot of shit she needs to work out. She'll see you later tonight. Welcome back, everyone, to GTW Dystopia, and we're about to have some singles action between John Bradshaw Layfield as he goes one-on-one with Bad Boy Benjamin Bourne right here on Dystopia. And starting things off as the two grapple up in the ring. There's Bradshaw putting Benjamin Bourne against the ropes. And a huge right hand by John Bradshaw Layfield. The two once again grappling up. And now Benjamin Bourne putting JBL in the corner as the referee tries to break it up. And there's Benjamin Bourne with a cheap shot onto John Bradshaw Layfield, followed by a body slam. And here he is now slamming JBL's head into the ring surface. Once again, the two men lock up. And Benjamin Bourne once again has JBL against the corner, pulling on the earlobes. The referee pushing him apart, and now this time is JBL with a cheap shot onto Benjamin Bourne. Now JBL has Benjamin Bourne in a fireman's carry position. And snake eyes into the top turnbuckle. And there's Bradshaw with that boot right into the throat of Benjamin Bourne as he goes for the cover. One, but Benjamin Bourne kicks out. And there's JBL with a kick to the head. So far, we got a match of basically two brawls going at it, two heavy hitters. Benjamin Bourne reversing the suplex. Now going on the offensive on JBL. He goes for the Irish whip. And there's Benjamin Bourne going over the top rope. And look at that power by JBL as he hammers away onto Bad Boy Benjamin Bourne. And here's JBL with a fireman's carry as he once again goes for the snake eyes onto Benjamin Bourne into the top turnbuckle. JBL repositions himself across the ring, circling Benjamin Bourne like a piece of prey. And there's Benjamin Bourne being slammed full force into the mat. JBL knocking Benjamin Bourne into the corner, bring him to the top rope. And with a wild right swing, knocks Benjamin Bourne right outside the ring. He just fell 10 feet off the air, off that top turnbuckle, onto the outside ring area. And here comes JBL following Benjamin Bourne outside the ring as he comes in with the big boot. And JBL with a huge powerbomb onto Benjamin Bourne. JBL throwing Benjamin Bourne into the barricade as he's been dominating this singles match thus far. And there's JBL with a knee right into his face. JBL getting into the ring as Benjamin Bourne completely laid out outside. Looks like JBL looking to win by a countout. And Benjamin Bourne just couldn't make it in time. And a quick victory by John Bradshaw Layfield, winning by ring out against Benjamin Bourne. And again, Benjamin Bourne has not been in the top of his game since he lost to Catalysm the other night. John Bradshaw Layfield this could be a sign of things to come, as John Bradshaw Layfield will be challenging Farouk in a one-on-one street fight this Friday night at All-Star. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back after a quick break. And here comes Damian Maximus, come to the ring, here to address the crowd here at Phoenix, Arizona. Arizona, bow before your new god. Are you proud of me now, Father? The old gods you hate so much have become my new family. Through them I have achieved my very first victory. This Friday, me and Rebecca Troy will face Jamie Hayter and Andre Armstrong for the intergender tag team titles, and we will win. We will bring the glorious gold to the old gods because, unlike Armstrong, we do not have a broken faction with a second-rate substitute. In fact, we could not have been more united. Oh, and here comes the chosen one, Steven Dynamite, looking like he's about to answer Damian right here. Damian, that was a good intro, but this is how you really get a rise in the crowd. Phoenix, Arizona, your chosen one is here. Oh, whoa, no. We're not doing that stick where you go and play to the crowd, say your fancy catchphrase, and cut me off. What is it that you want? I told you to leave me alone. You did. First off, Damian, congratulations in your first victory. I knew you had it in you. Oh, well, thank you, Steven. But what you did after the match? That was uncalled for. You didn't have to attack Tony Storm and Joe Henry like that. That match was won. They were not a threat. Oh, I get it. So you're here to lecture me then. I wouldn't be out here if I didn't care about you, Damian. I'm worried. Worried about what? What are you worried about, Dynamite? The old gods will not betray me. They see my value, and they see their own. You didn't seem worried when I was a hostage, or when I was being harassed every week. Yes, I was. That is why I agreed to train you. I'd rather you have the ability to fend for yourself than the need for someone like me to constantly have to rescue you. You know what has me worried right now? That you are becoming one of them. I thought you were better than that. Your father did as well. Oh, well, that's all well and good. So where is he? Since he cares so much. Where's my father? Why isn't he here telling me this? Why are you here telling me instead? You know what, Dynamite? I warned you. I warned you because I liked you, but now I see you are everything Hercules warned me about. A self-righteous know-it-all that really only serves his own ego. What happens next is on you. Wow. You know what, Damian? You said you were wrong about me, huh? I guess that makes two of us. And now we have it. The laundry is in the air. Tensions are high between Damian Maximus and Steven Dynamite. Steven Dynamite constantly trying to get through to Damian. However, it was Damian who told him, if you get in my way, trying to convince me one more time, there will be consequences. And I can't help wonder if Damian Maximus will hold true to his promise. And if he does, will Steven Dynamite be ready for him? Ladies and gentlemen, we still have coming up next Dio Sebastian and his new replacement tag team partner Amanda Price will be taking on Karrion Kross and Scarlett in a mixed gender tag team match coming up next after this break. Well, look at you, a false god like the rest of them. Even worse, a coward. Like the ridiculous Troy, you only know how to fight behind the curtain. Well, I'm calling the a curtain call on you, warrior princess. Me and you, mano a mano, woman to woman, at the Friday night stage of all stars. You best rethink your challenge. What happened to Joe Henry was nothing compared to what I can do to you. To the contrary, darling, he is a brother in arms, a performer of the ages, a beautiful song laid to rest by cowards who cannot meet an opponent straight on. You are great performers, acting like gods, but performers nonetheless. Very well, Storm. This Friday, I will finish what Archangel started. At All-Star, you are taking your last bow. Maybe so, darling, but if I fail, I'm taking you with me in a fire of glory. Prepare yourself, Miss Charlotte, from one Australian to another, for a performance of a lifetime, because I am timeless. Welcome back, everyone, and it's time for mixed gender tag team action, with the witch unable to come to Dio's side tonight. She's got Amanda Price taking her as a substitute as the two go toe to toe with Karrion Kross and Scarlett right here on Dystopia.
The following contest is a tag team match set for one fall. Introducing first, representing the Fallen from New York, weighing in at 246 pounds, the Demon, Dio Sebastian.
Dio Sebastian will be the challenger for the Grand Tour title at the main event of Friday Night All-Star as he goes one-on-one with Hercules inside a steel cage. However, tonight he'll be teaming up with the luxurious Amanda Price in his mixed gender tag team match and take on another rival, Karrion Kross, and his wife Scarlett.
And his partner from Allentown, Pennsylvania, Amanda Price.
Amanda Price, a former women's champion. She was by Dio, Steven Dynamite, and the Witch's side in that War elimination match at the main event of Survivor Games last Sunday. She was the first one to be eliminated in her hometown of Allentown, Pennsylvania, but she's not letting that keep her down. With the Witch unable to attend tonight's tag team match due to her title opportunity later tonight, Amanda Price will be taking her spot as Dio Sebastian's tag team partner, where Dio will put things to rest once and for all with Karrion Kross. In the crowd here at Phoenix, Arizona, all eyes on this beautiful woman as she makes her way to the ring, captivating the audience. But don't let her beauty fool you. She is equally just as dangerous. And now we're about to meet beauty with something very ugly. Karrion Kross and Scarlett, the two forming the final testament. And the two monsters making their way to the ring. Scarlett leading the charge with Karrion Kross, calm, cool, and collected. A peaceful rage swirling inside of him. For a month now, Karrion Kross has been trying to convince Dio Sebastian that he's more of a monster than he lets on, trying to bring out the inner demon in him. And it seems he's coming very close as Dio Sebastian, on impulse, challenged these two to a mixed gender tag team match without even considering the Witch's title opportunity tonight. You can see it on Karrion Kross's face, win or lose. The fact that Dio even challenged him tonight is a victory in his eyes. And looks like we're going to start off with Dio Sebastian and Killer Kross as the first two legal men in this mixed gender tag team match, and Killer Kross immediately taking out Dio Sebastian with a flying knee and completely goes on the offensive. And here's Amanda Price attacking Killer Kross from behind, trying to give Dio a chance to fight back, and it works as Dio now gets back to his feet. He goes for an Irish whip, trapping in the corner, tagging in his partner Amanda Price. And to go for an Irish whip, Karrion Kross coming off the ropes, and a double hip toss by the Demon Dio Sebastian and the former women's champion Amanda Price. Amanda Price now locking in that headlock with the legs, throwing a right hand. She's keeping the ground game onto Karrion Kross. Amanda Price is an Olympic-trained wrestler, knowing every lock and hold there is in the sport. However, Karrion Kross has a lot of mass power and a lot of aggression, a lot of rage. And right now, it seems he's just powering right through all of Amanda Price's expertise. He drags her onto the feet. He goes for a right hook. Amanda Price blocks. She goes for a counter. He attempts a clothesline, but Karrion Kross intercepts. There's a kick to the midsection as Karrion Kross goes for a powerbomb. Amanda Price fighting back as she reverses. He goes for a swing. It connects. And a takedown by Amanda Price, bringing Karrion Kross down to the mat as he rolls out of the ring. And here's Amanda waiting for Karrion Kross to get back in the ring. No, I was wrong. She's not waiting for him inside to do a cross body splash, flying outside. Amazing. This is a woman with fighting spirit as she's taking it to Karrion Kross right now. And Killer Karrion Kross now gaining the advantage on Amanda Price as the two fight outside the ring. And there's a gator roll slam by Karrion Kross onto Amanda Price. And the entire arena just shook as the impact hits the floor. There's Karrion Kross with a chop. And a Samoan drop by Killer Kross. And there's Killer Kross stalking his opponent. He puts Amanda Price into a fireman's carry. And there it is, dropping her on her head, being slammed into the ring apron. And now he throws her into the ring, not being satisfied with a ring out in this match. He wants to torture his opponent. Karrion Kross is looking to hurt people in this match. And here's Amanda Price with those shots to the ribs. And a clothesline taking down Karrion Kross. Here she goes, another kick to the midsection. He attempts a power driver. Karrion Kross reverses with the hip toss. And a huge right hand by Karrion Kross as he puts Amanda Price into a sleeper. And here comes Dio Sebastian breaking up the submission hold, and a double axe handle on Karrion Kross coming to Amanda Price's rescue. Karrion Kross weak, now making the tag to Scarlett. Scarlett now going to have a huge advantage over the weakened Amanda Price after being softened up by Karrion Kross. But Amanda Price comes out of nowhere with a drop kick. She does a quick glance at Karrion Kross and now puts her focus right on the Scarlett. And now Amanda Price doing to Scarlett exactly what Karrion Kross did to her, putting her in a sleeper hold. Scarlett throwing those elbows and then reverses into a pin. However, Amanda Price kicks out. And Scarlett going all out, attacking the former women's champion. And here's Amanda Price throwing the elbows into the ribs of Scarlett. She goes for the Irish whip. And a German suplex. And a second German suplex. Amanda Price going for a third. It's Suplex City by Amanda Price. 3 German suplexes. She goes for the pin, but Karrion Kross breaks up the count. And a huge body takedown by Amanda Price. Now tagging in her partner, the Demon, Dio Sebastian, the man who will be challenging Hercules in a steel cage this Friday for the Grand Tour Championship. Now in the ring with Scarlett. And here's a huge German suplex by Dio Sebastian, throwing Scarlett all the way across the ring. And now here he is, wrenching the leg, twisting the ankle on his opponent there. Dio now making the tag to Amanda Price. And here's Scarlett going for a clothesline. She misses. However, she recovers with an Irish whip. She goes under and over. And she attempts to trip Amanda Price off her feet, but the Olympic trained wrestler Amanda Price able to easily counter. Scarlett gets the elbow on Amanda Price. However, she now reverses into a crossface. Will Scarlett tap out as Amanda locks in the submission hold? No, Scarlett manages to wiggle her way out. Amanda now tagging in Dio. Dio wasting too much time showboating. He says, I'm not interested in you. You go tag in your husband. This is between me and Kross. And now we got the 2 heavyweights in the ring as Karrion Kross starts dominating over Dio Sebastian. And here comes Karrion Kross with a fisherman suplex onto Dio. And a cheap shot by Karrion Kross onto Amanda Price as she hangs on to the ring corner. Dio Sebastian trying to react, but ends up getting a sidewalk slam for his troubles. Karrion Kross now tagging in Scarlett. And Scarlett with an overhand chop on Dio. Dio now to receive with the jaw buster. Here comes the Irish whip into the corner. He tags in Amanda Price. And now the 2 going for a double Irish whip. Scarlett coming off the ropes and a double hip toss by Dio Sebastian and Amanda Price. Amanda now getting to the top rope and she goes for her elbow drop, but nobody home as Scarlett rolls out of the way. And here she comes, rolling her into a possum pin. 1, 2, but Amanda Price kicks out. And Scarlett immediately, as soon as Amanda Price gets to her feet, comes out of nowhere with a spear. And there's Scarlett coming in for a powerbomb, but here's Amanda with a reversal. And it's Amanda with an elbow. Scarlett with her own elbow. And a takedown by Scarlett. The Irish whips Amanda Price into the corner. Scarlett now tagging in Karrion Kross. Kross now on the top turnbuckle. Scarlett launching him across the ring as he does a high-flying move on Amanda Price, now sizing her up. and all that power, attacking the back of Amanda Price, knocking her clean out. He goes for the Irish whip. Amanda Price now in the corner of her enemies. She throws the elbow quickly, trying to escape. Karrion Kross goes for the right hand. Amanda Price with her seat. She throws Karrion Kross into Dio's corner. And here she goes, tagging in Dio as the two go for a double team move. She holds them steady as Dio goes for a huge shot to the ribs, followed by a German suplex. Dio going for a second. No, a clothesline. Dio transformed German suplex into a clothesline, knocking Karrion Kross out. However, Scarlett breaking up the count. Dio now making the tag to Amanda Price after he softened Karrion Kross up. The two grappling up. Here goes Karrion Kross with a fireman's carry. And you can see the whole ring shake on that impact. Karrion Kross on the second rope with an atomic elbow drop. And it looks like Karrion Kross might have hurt himself just as much as he hurt Amanda on that exchange. But he's not letting up as he gives Amanda his open hand chops to the chest. And there's Amanda quickly rolling Karrion Kross into a pin. Playing possum, she set the trap and Karrion Kross fell for it. Unfortunately for her, he was able to kick out. Amanda Price sweeping him off his feet, causing him to take a back bump onto the ring. She tags in Dio Sebastian. Once again, the two heavyweights in the ring as Dio goes for an elbow drop onto Karrion Kross. And here he comes. Dio setting him up. Here comes the choke slam. Dio Sebastian looking to finish him off. Choke slam by Dio Sebastian. Here he goes for the pin. 1, 2. Oh no! Karrion Kross gets the shoulder up. Somehow he managed to kick out of Dio's choke slam. Now Karrion Kross throwing Dio against the ropes. He goes under. He goes over. Causing full momentum. And now he has Dio in a bear hug, followed by a belly-to-belly suplex. What power by Karrion Kross. Dio coming back. Snake eyes into the turnbuckle. Dio getting to the second turnbuckle as he comes with a frog splash, but nobody home. And here comes Karrion Kross now working on the leg of Dio Sebastian. You can see Dio withering in pain here. Here's Dio with a huge right hand. He throws Karrion Kross against the ropes. Spine buster. Dio coming in with an elbow drop onto Karrion Kross. And a spinning right hand by the demon Dio Sebastian, stopping away at Karrion Kross. He's setting him up. And here it comes his finisher, the end of days by Dio. 1, 2, 3, and Dio picks out the win using the end of days.
Here are your winners, Amanda Price and the Demon, Dio Sebastian.
Amazing teamwork by Dio Sebastian and Amanda Price. Kudos for Amanda Price holding her own against someone like Karrion Kross, and Dio with that amazing finisher. Karrion Kross able to kick out a chokeslam, but once Dio got him into the end of days, it was over. This victory goes to the team of Amanda Price and the number 1 contender for the Grand Tour title, the Demon, Dio Sebastian. But don't go away, folks. We still got more GTW excitement coming up. Because coming up, we have our main event tonight. We got The Witch versus Fueggo Lopez for the US title. That is coming up next. And once this is a fight breaking out, Archangel and Damon Elliott are ambushing Steven Dynamite in the parking lot. Steven Dynamite was just on his way out, leaving the arena for tonight. And the Old Gods now ambushing him backstage. And Steven Dynamite trying to fight back all he can against this 2-on-1 assault. But it's not enough, as these two are completely decimating him. As soon as Steven Dynamite is able to counter one of them, the other one manages to knock him down. To completely just assaulting him here. I'm surprised Dynamite is doing as well as he can, fighting these two off. And there's Damon Elliott with a neckbreaker onto Steven Dynamite. And these two now beating him with weapons. Archangel forcing Steven Dynamite onto his feet. And there's Archangel just smashing Steven Dynamite's head through the car window. Looks like they're not done with him yet. They drive him across the parking lot. Someone needs to get security out here. These two are completely annihilating him right now. The fact that Steven Dynamite's head just got smashed through a windshield. There's Archangel. He's climbing on top of the ambulance. What is he doing here? What is he thinking? How is he supposed to fight back? How is he supposed to fight back with this 2-on-1 assault? This is ridiculous. Someone needs to come out here. Someone needs to break this up. This isn't right. How much more is this man supposed to take? And Steven Dynamite, out of nowhere, countering these two men. He still has fight left in him. But here comes Archangel with a suplex onto that concrete floor, onto that parking lot pavement. And Steven Dynamite completely laid out by the Old Gods as they ambush him in this 2-on-1 assault. We're coming up on our main event, the which will be challenging Fueggo Lopez for the Women's United States Championship. I'd like to take this opportunity to announce that next week's Brawl in Dystopia are canceled due to the Thanksgiving holiday week. However, in its place, we'll be having a Thanksgiving special the night after Thanksgiving itself. Friday Night All-Star will be making its debut live streaming on Twitch on the Infinite Fantasy If channel, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. And what a card we have for you that night. On All-Star, we're going to have Amber Charlotte going one-on-one with Toni Storm as Toni Storm attempts to take vengeance on Joe Henry. John Bradshaw Layfield will finally be settling his differences with Farouk once and for all. A match 20 years in the making as these two meet in a street fight. The intergender tag team titles will be on the line as Andre Armstrong and Jamie Hayter will be taking on Damian Maximus and Rebecca Troy of the Old Gods, Andre Armstrong and Jamie Hayter defending the titles. Rob Van Dam will also be defending the United States Championship against the criminal Aiden Andrews. The tag team titles on the line as the family will be challenging the tag team champions, the Dudley Boys. And then our main event for Friday Night All-Star in a steel cage match, the Demon Dio Sebastian will be taking on the Grand Tour champion and World Heavyweight Champion, the Mighty God Hercules. And that's going to be this Friday on Infinite Fantasy at twitch.tv, live streaming, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. This is an event that cannot be missed, as All-Stars will be paying tribute to the past, celebrating the present, and looking forward to the future. Speaking of the future, it is time for our main event. Fueggo Lopez defending the women's U.S. title against the Witch, right here for our main event of Dystopia.
The following is scheduled for one fall and is for the Women's United States Championship.
And here comes the challenger tonight, the girl from Salem. Without a doubt, this is one of the top main eventers in Grand Tour Wrestling, one of the greatest women to step in the ring, and probably one of the best wrestlers in the roster. Tonight, she'll finally have a chance at championship gold. One time, a former women's champion in her past, but it's been so long since she's had a belt that she's held on to a title. Tonight, she finally gets her chance after spending all her time and effort fighting alongside her brother Dio Sebastian, trying to defend this company against the Old Gods. Her time is finally come as she will be challenging Fueggo Lopez for the Women's United States title right here for our main event. And the crowd here in Phoenix, Arizona, coming right off their seats, on their feet, screaming for the Witch, as she may be the fan favorite here tonight. And here comes the U.S. champion, Fueggo Lopez. This will be her second title defense since winning the title. Another huge fan favorite in the mid-card roster. She is known for her incredible nimble acrobatic skills. However, it can be argued that she can be equally matched in her high-flying style by someone like the Witch. This could be anyone's match here. If Fueggo Lopez wins, not only will she hold on to the U.S. title, but will solidify herself as one of the greatest U.S. champions, as she will defeat one of the most prestigious opponents she can ever come across in the ring.
Introducing the challenger from Salem, Massachusetts, the Witch. And her opponent from Tala, Jalisco, Mexico, the Women's United States Champion, Lopez.
And there's the U.S. title, the belt that will be on the line here in tonight's main event. Lopez looking at the belt for what could possibly be the very last time. The Witch looking at what could possibly be the very first time. The referee showing the crowd what's on the line tonight. The two women warming up, ready for the bell. And we are off. And the Witch starting off strong with the clothesline onto Fueggo Lopez, followed by a moonsault. Immediately going for the cover. You can see the Witch means business here tonight. But here's Fueggo Lopez immediately kicking out. You see the Witch not wasting any time. She's fired up. Her and Lopez grapple up in the middle of the squared circle. The women's U.S. title on the line. The Witch putting Fueggo Lopez in a headlock. Fueggo Lopez reversing, getting behind the Witch. And the Witch struggling to break the hold. You see she's flailing about as Fueggo Lopez gets a tight hold on her. The crowd going absolutely crazy as the Witch breaks the grip and now gets behind Fueggo Lopez, getting the advantage in this chain wrestling exchange. And now Fueggo Lopez throwing the Witch over, putting her in that massive headlock. And the Witch with a takedown on Fueggo Lopez, putting her in armbar. Amazing wrestling skills by both women. It's just counter for counter between these two. This right here, this gentleman, is what real wrestling is. There's the Witch applying more pressure. Now, grabbing the leg of Fueggo Lopez, taking her off her feet, spring off the ropes with a springboard attack. Takes down the women's U.S. champion. Here comes the pin. One. But Fueggo Lopez kicks out still too early in his championship match. Here comes the Witch. Taking her down. Backbuster. Again, going for the pin. One, you can see how serious the Witch is. She's not wasting any time trying to get that W over the U.S. champion, Fueggo Lopez. She's waiting for Lopez to get to her feet as she goes for a strike to the back and a kick right to the side temple. Fueggo Lopez attempted a close on. The Witch reverses into a DDT, and the challenger thus far dominating in his U.S. title match. Which has Fueggo Lopez onto the top rope. Here goes a wheelbarrow bulldog right off the top rope. That's 5 feet from the air. There goes the pin. 1, 2, but Fueggo Lopez kicks out. Fueggo Lopez with a massive moonsault, gaining more air than even a Witch with that assault. You can see Fueggo Lopez talking all kinds of trash to the Witch, saying, "You're not getting my title tonight. I'm the U.S. champion. I'm going to be the victor here tonight." And the Witch offering a counter argument as she goes for a helicopter spin onto the U.S. champ. Now she comes springing off top over the moonsault of her own. And she was so close getting a 3 count. We almost had a U.S. champion right there, but Fueggo Lopez managed to get the shoulder up. See, the witch is completely on fire. She's staying on that offensive. She's using everything she's ever learned to secure the victory here tonight. And now she has Fueggo Lopez against the rope. The Irish whip. An impressive backflip kick by the witch. She now has her against the ropes as she now wrenches the knee around the second. A kick to the midsection. And the witch going for a powerbomb. But Fueggo Lopez reverses, rolling into a pin. The witch with a reversal of her own. And there's Fueggo Lopez now rolling her into a pin of her own. There goes Lopez walking the ropes, going for a drop kick onto the challenger. And here comes the champion now going for a spinning DDT onto the challenger, the witch. Witch now backed against the corner. Here's Fueggo Lopez with a bulldog. And it seems the tide has turned as the U.S. champion now has the advantage in this title match. Here's Fueggo Lopez going for one of her signature high-flying moves as she makes her way to the top turnbuckle. And here she is, marking her target. And a hurricanrana right off the top rope by the U.S. champion Fueggo Lopez as the witch is forced to retreat outside the ring. Fueggo Lopez now in pursuit. Remember, she has the champion's advantage in this. If any of them are disqualified or counted out, Fueggo Lopez will retain the U.S. title. Which, fully aware of that knowledge, rolls Fueggo Lopez back in the ring. No wait, now throwing Fueggo Lopez up the ropes, and she hits it with the finisher, the witch's curse. Here comes the pin, 1, 2, 3, and we have a new U.S. champion.
Here is your winner, and new Women's United States Champion, the Witch.
What a amazing victory by the witch. Congratulations, our new Women's United States Champion, who has absolutely dominated. And I say this with all my heart, witch, you deserve this. Ladies and gentlemen, coming up this Friday, we have Friday Night All-Star, where her brother, Dio Sebastian, will have an equal opportunity to win his own title. Will the siblings be brother and sister of champions, or will Hercules dominate? Find out this Friday as we live stream 7 p.m., 6 p.m. Central for Friday Night All-Star, where Dio Sebastian will be meeting Hercules in a steel cage. Once again, congratulations to our new Women's U.S. Champion, The Witch. This is Infinite Fantasy signing out. Those of you watching on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell to know when more GTW content is coming to you. May your fantasies be infinite.